What's up guys, Lil Scotty11 here, back with another video, and today I'm gonna tell you how you can climb up the King of Games this season. I personally haven't got the King of Games this season, but I've climbed up pretty far. This deck that I'm presenting for front of you has been solely the only deck I've been using to climb PvP. I did use my anti-tune deck for a bit because I was seeing a huge saturation of tunes in the beginning, but my Tune Buster deck is good at taking out tunes, but the problemo was it didn't counter that many other meta decks. So we got triple Vanguard, yo. Despite what other people say about Gozuki being better, I personally prefer to run Vanguard. That's just a personal thing. If you don't like my build, that's gotten me to King of Games 3 times and about to get me up to King of Games a 4th time, you can go and get the basic Red Eyes build, but this one has not failed me. 2 Red Eyes Wyvern, that's all you need. This was in the past being run at 3 by most Red Eyes deck, but the newest version that most people are running only uses 1 Red Eyes Wyvern, and they put in a Goblin Zombie to summon in Gozuki. If you're gonna build this deck, do not put in Goblin Zombie. If you're putting in Goblin Zombie, you gotta be running Gozuki. If Gozuki is in your deck, Goblin Zombie has no business. If Gozuki's not in your deck, you have no business running Goblin Zombie. 2 Red Eye Zombie Dragon, only need 2. 2 Red Eyes Black Dragon, 2 enemy controllers, a prismatic one for the one time. The heart and soul of the deck, cards of the redstone. Triple Red Eye Spirit. I hope Super Joey gave you that dank luck. I got pretty lucky with my pulls. I actually have 4 Red Eye Spirit, and I have 2 Meteor Dragon, Red Eyes Meteor Dragon, but no one uses that. We got 2 Metamorph. This Metamorph is clutch. It makes up for the fact that we're not running Beatdown, instead running Balance for the consistency. So yeah, that's why we're running Metamorph. I probably wouldn't be at the rank I am today if it wasn't for Metamorph. Probably wondering, what rank are you at, Scotty? Well, I'm at Platinum rank 3. Got 3 in a row win streak. I took a loss to this guy, and then we had the rematch right after that, and I beat him. This guy was running he was running the Blackluster Soldier deck, which had Riryoku Field and in the gym that made him immune to trap cards. The way I beat him this other game, I used Metamorph on the boy instead of trying to econ him, because I knew he was running the Riryoku Field. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row. And if you notice, it's been randomly setting me up against people not my rank. So yeah, that's alright. Most important thing when you're climbing and is know the meta. Know what decks you're most likely to run into. And be flexible of your idea of what meta is. Don't consider the best deck's meta. consider the decks that you see most in PvP. And if you've seen a certain type of deck run up on you in PvP quite often and you have no answers for it, change your deck. You could either put slot in cards to counter what keeps on running up on you, or you can build a completely new deck. When I was seeing there was a huge saturation of tunes running up on me, I changed to the Paradox Bros, and I busted out the Screw Dark Magician deck. This is the deck that I built when Dark Magician kept on running up on me, but I modified it to take down tunes. It's the Buster Bladder deck. We got 2 Buster Blader Destruction Swordsmaster, 2 Endymion, 1 Tomb Buster Blader, 2 Turbo Summon, and Magical Mallet for consistency. You're wondering, how does this deck counter tunes, boy? Well, first of all, Endymion. He can discard once per turn. He can destroy any card on the field. Tune Kingdom. He can blow that Shazer up. If they got a guy up on the field +1 reflector, he can blast through that Shazer. You can discard 1 card on your upcoming turn if you summon 2 Toon Summon Skull. Pop the counter. And then, when it's time for his Toon Summon Skull can finally attack, pays 500 life points, you're at 1500 life points. Pop it again and it's gonzo for that Toon Summon Skull, and then you go in on the boy. End his career right then and there. And Tomb Buster Blader. When you bust this monster out on tunes, it's pretty much GG Nari. Tunes don't run a monster that can out this monster unless they're running Buster Blader. Because all the Toon monsters that have more attack than Toon Buster Blader are dragons. So yeah, good luck getting past this unstoppable fiend. The only way the getting past him is if they Karibo him and destroy him with Toon Summon Skull in defense mode. So this card completely walls tunes. The only problem is getting them into the hand. That's what Magical Mallet is for. And you could run Toon Table of Contents just to get that extra consistency, so you could search out your Toon Buster Bladder. So yeah, this deck's time on the time on the ladder climbing was short-lived. I think I only used this deck for about 20 minutes, and then I drastically saw the amount of tunes go down, because thanks to one deck handling those tunes, it's the deck that runs Order to Smash, the Venus decks. So yeah, it chased the tunes off the face of the meta, for now anyway. So you're probably saying, yo, what if I don't have that that pay to win Red Eyes deck? First of all, my boy, you can get a Red Eyes deck without being a pay to win player. Second, you don't even need the 3-star demotion. It's good. I only busted this deck out when the tunes were coming at me hard. It's actually got a bad matchup to several decks. So what you can do, if you don't have these 2 particular decks to do your climb, you can make a Hammer Shark deck. This deck is really good. It's giving your boys main deck 1, Red Eyes Zombie Dragons, a run for its money several times, my boy. Here's my version of the Hammer Sharkaronis. This is the free-to-play version. Well, I guess you can't really call it free-to-play because your boys got 3 Yomi ships. But yeah. Ultimately, you would run 2-star boys, but I run 3 in this deck. Mostly because I don't have the new Mako support for so yeah, this is a pretty good deck to climb with. You can give them red eyes a dank run for their money with the Metal Morphs, the Mirawajos, the Yami ships. I don't care what anybody says, this deck is top tier. And you got 3 ways to handle the tunes. And if you were smart enough to rank up your Manko, you got 4 ways to deal with the tunes. Since you would also be running Fish Death Charge. And if you're running Fish Death Charge, I say bump up the Needle Sunfish's ratio a bit and drop a Star Boy. This is another deck to counter tunes with, and it also counters Harpy Ladies. I saw Harpy Ladies a lot yesterday, but I didn't see a lot of them today. Let me show you an example of a deck that's not good to climb with. Here it is, my dinosaur deck. For the people that have been watching this channel for a while, you know for the longest time I didn't have a dinosaur deck, but now I do. And I gotta say, it's pretty lackluster. But that's my own fault for coming in during the time when dinos were dead. So we got Black Tyranno, which the only way to really get them out is the Monster Gate. We got Red Lotus, you can just single tribute him, or if you have exactly 3 dinosaurs in the graveyard, you can special summon them. This is a deck I do not recommend to climb with. This deck will not get you anywhere. I mean, now that Harpies have monsters that are par with your dinosaurs, they can overpower you. They can completely wreck your back row, even though this version of dinos isn't running much back row. This isn't even an optimal version of the deck not to climb with. I'm not saying dinos are completely garbage. I've seen certain builds that have a pretty good matchup against my Red Eyes deck, but only problem with those builds is it can take Red Eyes down if it gets a good hand, but it's not very good against the other metas. Red Lotus, this guy is good in a Harpy's Hunting Ground deck, the normal variation. And he's also good in I just talked about this deck earlier. The Shine Ball deck. The most important thing to remember when you're climbing is consistency and what you're up against. This deck is the perfect example not right to run. It lacks consistency, and it doesn't have a good matchup against the things that you run up on in the meta. I wish I could show you a Weevil deck, but your boy doesn't have one. He only has the Assault Bugs deck that he showed you guys a while ago, and this deck is majorly outdated. I haven't upgraded this deck in a hot minute. And if you're a brand new player, like fresh out the gate, just downloaded the app, no worries, my boy. It would be a worry in the olden days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but thanks to this bad boy, you can actually stand a chance. Believe it or not, these structured decks actually are pretty decent. All you need to do is take out all the garbage cards and put in some dank ones, like this dude. Get rid of him. You'll almost never summon him. Almost never. He just breaks your hand. Advanced Zone. Get rid of this Shazer. It would be better if it didn't activate at the end phase. Advanced Force. If you're getting rid of Felgrand, you need to get rid of this Shazer too. Tyrant Ring, it can stay. Dragon Treasure, it can stay if you don't have any better equipped cards. If you have Metal Morph or Black Pendant, I suggest replacing it with that. Dragon's Rebirth, that can stay. Komori Dragon, that can stay. Altar for Tribute, get rid of that Shazer. Now let's check how many slots we've opened up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got room for 4 items. Now I'm gonna give you the rundown of the cards you can put in them slots. Stamping Destruction, Order to Charge, Enemy Controller. Out of all these cards I just suggested to you, Order to Charge and Enemy Controller is probably the most accessible ones that you coming right out the gate. You get Enemy Controller from farming this douchebag Kaiba. Need to beat him up a few times, and then he'll drop the goods. Just smack him over the head, man. He'll give you all his goodies. Look at that. He gave me all the goodies. And to get that Order to Charge, you need to go into Ultimate Rising, I believe. And keep on going in on these packs. If you want 3 copies of this cards, you gotta run through this pack twice. But let me give you even more options if those 3 replacement options are just too inaccessible for you at the time. I'm doing this wrong. And the Magician Structure deck, originally I thought it was garbage, but it can put in work if you buy 3 of them. So you have 3 trance, and then you get 3 copies of Legion of Fiend Jester. I'm not sure if you can get the King of Games with a modified structure deck, but let me tell you, when this season first started, the first 2 days of the first day of the season, I got up to I think I got all the way up to silver until I started the real climb with my real deck. Because after I got the silver, even my modified structure deck was taking L's. So yeah, I was done. So after that, your boy was on a heck of a lose streak. Well, back to what we were doing. Modifying this structure deck for you newbies live. Go to the top and your Dink Dragonic Force structure deck is right at the top. Let's copy this deck and put it into a slot. Ideally, you would want to use Kaiba because he's got his skills really work for this deck. Beatdown works for this deck. Peak Performance and Restart. I would probably use Peak Performance, but the other two are not bad either. And I don't know why I just did that. I was supposed to go to edit deck. I don't even remember who I put that on. I think it was before. Yeah, it was. Alright. It's quiz time. You remember what the trash cards are? Felgrand. Trash. Well, he's not trash. He's just not good in this deck. If you want to run a Felgrand deck, you would have to completely scrap the structured deck and make your own deck. Ultra for tribute, that's gone, so. Alright, let's see. Why are these not removing? Let's see, say you did go in on that Ultimate Rising pack for the enemy controllers. I mean, not enemy controllers. Order the charges 3 times. I mean, not 3 times, 2 times. You would get 3 ordered charges. And you would get 2 black pendants, which is much better than, what's that card called? Dragon Treasure. And you know what you can also get from that pack? Karibo. So now you've got a structured deck, a pretty consistent one in that, at that. Much more consistent now that you've gotten rid of all those very situational spell cards and that very situational monster. Set your skill, and yeah, it can take you at least the silver. I can vouch for that because I did it. But I'm not sure if a modified structure deck can take you all the way to the top. So if you're starting out, I can recommend
I'll teach you
a
to
starter
stay out
deck,
of the waters.
a structure deck. But I feel that Mako is one of the best options to climb with. Unlike Red Eyes, it can deal with all decks. I was about to say almost any deck, but it can deal with all decks, to be honest. It's got a much easier time going up against Toons than Red Eye's effort can. The only options you get when you're facing Toons with a Red Eye's deck is to beat them down and get their life points so low that they can no longer attack you until they get Dark Magician Girl. Or you open up with you go first and you open up with Econ, and Econ take their planet Pathfinder and just end their career on the next turn. I didn't show you that many decks, but remember, you don't have to go by my decks. You just need to make a deck that counters the meta. A deck that counters the meta. And it does it consistently. That's all you gotta do. Just think about the weaknesses of the decks that people are running. Make a solution for that deck, and make sure your deck does it consistently. Make sure your deck is the ultimate problem solver, and make sure that you think through your plays. I don't care if you're running down that clock. Make sure you bust out the calculator, and make sure that you can actually get through this mirror wall with your Metamorph. Because I cannot tell you how many times I wasted a Metamorph running into the mirror wall because I didn't bust out my calculator, man. And don't get stressed over a misplay, don't get tilted. And if you're getting on a huge loss streak, I suggest calm down, untilt yourself, get off the app, maybe play some Poketown, maybe play some Pokemon Tournament, maybe go on a walk with your girlfriend, your dog, but untilt yourself, then come back to the game at a later date, after all those guys that screwed you over have ranked up, and then you go in all the way inside on them with no remorse once again. It's a real grind this season. Take it from me, guys, it's a real grind this season. Your boy would be 5 matches away from King of Games if it wasn't for this new system. We all gonna make do. I think there's seven ranks I gotta go through now to get the King of Games. But you rest assured that your boy Little Sky will do it. And I hope you do it too. I hope this video was informative. And I hope I didn't completely fail at how to get the King of Games. I showed you my deck. I talked about and showed some decks I think are capable of climbing. And I don't think Toons is capable of climbing. I mean, as much as I've been wrecked by Toons, I don't think the consistency is there. I've seen Toons brick, and it's a very, very, very nasty sight to behold. I mean, Toons have overpowering force, but I don't think they're the best deck to climb with. I mean, they're almost unbeatable once you get them a popping. But if your opponent somehow does get rid of Toon World, it's all ogre for you. And as much as people like to hype up Toons, I simply don't think the consistency is there. And like I said several times in this video, I would compromise the overall power of the deck if I could up the consistency. Because your big power plays aren't gonna always win you the game. It's all about the consistency. So have your guys a good one. The boy out. I'm gonna be posting some new videos. I've got a few on deck. Peace out.